Hello everyone and welcome to this poor tutorial of the FCR new feature on the Apache. Sorry first of all for my poor English, but I try to make it easy. I will talk about the binding while I'm doing the action, okay? So the first thing, you have to load the hair type of Hellfire to use with longbow FCR rather, okay? But I want to catch some other things, so I will use the Hell model too. Okay, now I am the copilot. So George, shall we start with the Apache? Get up. And we move to the combat zone in a while. The range is 6 kilometers for the fixed target and 8 kilometers for moving target. There is our weapon range, so we can shoot from there. No one knows that we are here. Okay, a little bit more up so we can see the show. Okay, so the first thing you have to bind is this kind of POV. Now I'll show you which kind of command you have to bind. This is this POV I've binded on the throttle. RAG side select switch, FCR, TATS, HMD and link. Okay? This will allow you to select between the HMD, the TATS, laser controlled, and the FCR. Now we are switched on the FCR, okay? And what about the axis? I will show you. Axis command. The axis command you have to bind will be OCAS cursor controller X axis and OCAS cursor controller Y axis. This will allow you to move the cursor inside the MFD and the central display. Second thing, I think you have already binded, will be RAG mantra controller X-axis and RAG mantra controller Y-axis. Okay? And to make the selection with the OCAS cursor controller, you have to bind LAG cursor enter trigger. What do you do with this? You can move this. This is so useful, and you can move also between, you see, between the MFD and also with the central display. Okay, now we move on. So you can watch the FCR also in the central display, and the cursor too. Now, for sure, you have to be sure that the FCR is powered on. There, FCR util this dot has to be full, and FCR is fully loaded. FCR page. You can move left and right with these two arrows, with clicking with the cursor, with the key already binded, or surprise, moving with your axis controller. See the dot moving? Now radar is moving left and right. Wonderful! And on the touch page, you see this is moving. This is wonderful. Oh, great. Okay? And I left the elevation to auto. If I made elevation to manual, with the same axis control, I can move up, you see, up and down this elevation trim. Wonderful. I suggest you to leave it in auto mode, but we do it manually now. And you can do that with the control we already binded. Now, the last thing you have to bind is this. This is the zoom of FCR. You see narrow, medium, wide, and zoomed. As you know, this defines the range, wide or narrow, of the radar. And now, how we can start the radar? We can using this kind of bind. FCR scan which single, this made just one scan, and FCR scans which see continuous, this made continuous scan. Okay, these two bind. Last thing. Okay, now I can perform a single scan, and you see some threads. You can see there, you can see over there, and you also see there. Oh, wonderful. We can zoom a little bit to see more details in there. Which kind of symbol we can read? We can see rectangle as a track. If we see a circle are treated with wheel, no one in there now, and triangle are fixed armory like Sam. And this kind of diamond define the first primary target, triangle define the second target. But now let's have some fun. Just one last thing. Why we can perform the single scan instead of continuous scan? Let me show you something. When I perform continuous scan, I can't move the radar. If I stop the scan, you see, I can move radar. So, if you are in dynamic combat, you can perform the single scan, you find some threads, and then you can move on for another continuous scan. Okay? And then stop. So, we can have some action in there. Check. Again. Weapon. FCR. Util. FCR is on. Now. Weapon. Arm. And select the radar one. Oh, loss invalid. Now we can move and check it out. Elevation.
Increasing altitude. At altitude.
Set to wide. and move.
Copy. Increasing altitude. Copy. Speeding up. At altitude.
Now we can move the elevation and made another search. Elevation was wrong. I moved the elevation. This is the reason, because I suggest you to leave it on automatic.
Roger. Decreasing altitude.
Now we are flying on the threats to scare them a little bit.
Falcon altitude.
Okay?
Coming left.
Some fixed threats. They don't know what we're gonna do. You see? This is the scan. Now we move on
Copy. Increasing altitude.
and then
Speeding up.
play some hovering before destroy them.
Falcon altitude.
It's wonderful Apache. You see in the inner pylon radar Hellfire and the outer pylon the laser Hellfire.
Copy. Increasing altitude.
Here move on a little bit. Open the range. Level up the antenna height and then
Roger. Decreasing altitude.
we can stop there,
Copy. Slowing down.
come back
Coming left.
and make some damage. You see, when the longbow has find the threats, they were marked on your map, and they make it so easy fly around and catch it again. You see? Also by the radar.
Rolling out.
Okay.
Coming left.
There you can see the distance,
Have requested heavy.
3.2 kilometer
Have requested altitude.
from the first target. Now I perform another. Okay. You see nothing because the antenna elevation is wrong. I tried to make another elevation and I found it. You can also define the combat area from the bomb and the no fire area from that, but we can see in another video. So I've armed the system. As you've seen, automatically air type of Hellfire was chosen. We are ready to fire. I don't know. I don't see SKR limit. Perhaps it doesn't fire or it fire. Not sure. This is good fire, but we see. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. But the target is not so good. I think we are a little bit out of range, so we can move a little bit more near the target and some elevation up.
Increasing altitude.
Come on, George.
Increasing altitude.
Great. Made it a little bit narrow. Okay, you see
Copy, just hold one down.
the square going big and continuous line. So we are perfectly in target. Can do some better position.
Speed set.
Oh yes,
On course.
great. Perfect overing George, you see. Great overing for George. Come inside. And then we can start to make some Hellfire Fest. Come on. Another great black Hellfire. Go perfectly to the target. Wonderful. And another one. And two simultaneous. Wow. This is the hell zone. Two target. Perfectly. You have to check. We have some other funny pylon fest. Okay? So you can see the system will show you next target every time. And we made some destroying fest. This is a perfectly shoot and forget missiles. Wow! On the target. Every time on the target. You see? So simple. And the last two? Oh, the last one. This is the missiles. Wow! This is a big disaster. Okay? When you finish that, last one. Perfectly on the target. When you finish, you can move on classical TAT view, change it on TATs, and move. As you already know. Oh, wonderful. Lasering, big square, and then continue lasering until the target. 1, 2, oh, I crossed the target. The Hellfire goes when you're lasering, and that's wonderful. Okay, this is the old style lasering. Perfect. I'm playing with the zoom. Lasering again. We have 4 Hellfire left. We have paid them a lot, so we have to use it. Another one. I'm not sure I'm lasering with this kind of view, but yes, perhaps not so precise. We made some Hellfire. Incredible. So incredible. Oh, they are still alive. No. Another one. Perfectly on target. Boom. And the last one, but we could take it for safety. Could go on the hell place.
Speeding up.
Perfectly done. I hope you can enjoy this simple and poor tutorial. Sorry again for my kind of English. And thank you. Thank you for watching. And I hope I will see you next time.